stage. Ticketmaster.com has got all the info for you. If you strike out here, you can buy your tickets there too. Last two here for Tesla. I'm gonna go check them out. Caller 10. These are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
What feels great to do is absolutely free, can be done by yourself, and yet no one ever mentions it.
It's the Alan Cox Show on the Buzzard. WMMS.
Here's a little gal that I know you're gonna really learn to love. She ain't no dumb blonde, though. Pretty Miss Dolly Parton.
Just because I'm blonde, don't think I'm dumb, 'cause this dumb blonde ain't nobody's fool. Jolene, 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 will always love you. Islands in the stream. Thank you, Kitty.
Dolly
What a great
Parton,
honor.
you are now and forever a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Here you come again, working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living.
It is my pleasure to induct you into the Rock and Roll Hall of
I'm a rock star now.
Is that Pink who inducted Dolly Parton into the Rock Hall?
I think so.
I didn't watch it when she got in, and I didn't see who did, but it sounded like Pink. Dolly Parton, 78 today. And because she's always thinking of the fans, of course, she gives you the presents. You know, she put out this, well, it's what got her into the Rock Hall there. She put out this rock star album. Once they said they wanted to put her in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you'll recall that she initially rebuffed their indication they were going to put her in. She said she hadn't earned it. So she went through her Rolodex and basically slapped a rock album together and figured every song I'm gonna do them all now because I ain't going back to it. So she put out this album with like 30 goddamn songs on it or something. And even that wasn't all of them. She collaborated with basically everybody. There's Kid Rock, and I think MGK's on it, and Aerosmith, all these people. So for her birthday today, if you are a fan of her, or maybe you had that album, she's dropping 4 previously unreleased songs today. That now imagine, because this always sounds like fun. If your favorite artist drops some stuff that you haven't heard, you go, great. But you also have to think, oh, this is stuff that they didn't think was good enough to put on the first thing. For whatever reason, sometimes it could be a timing issue. But I always think of it in terms of, oh, this is stuff that they didn't think might have lived up to their standards. Anyway, if you're a Dolly Parton fan, for her birthday today, she's giving you 4 unreleased songs that would have been on that Rockstar album and didn't make it. But I assumed that Dolly Parton was a billionaire. She gives away a lot of her money. She's one of the most philanthropic artists out there. But I assumed that over the course of her long, long career and all the things that she's kind of had her hands in over the years, that she would have been. But she's not. Well, Poundcake will be crestfallen to find out that she's not a billionaire. She's worth a mere $700 million.
Not even worth it.
I mean, I can't believe I even mentioned her.
What a way to make a living.
Now, I just want to ask, I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but if she died and she was worth $999 million, do you think someone would just give her an extra million? Just
well,
so
but isn't, I mean,
why would you give someone that's dead anything?
No, right before she died. Like right before she
on
died.
her deathbed?
Yeah, she's like.
She would make that the next day.
She also doesn't strike me as somebody who that would mean anything to her. No. You know what I mean? She's probably going to give most of. She never had kids.
Right.
If she's cleaner, you would round up anyways.
Right. So who's going to say that she only has that much? They're going to say she's got $1 billion.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask if I was crazy.
And
annoying is more than.
Well, yeah, I can be annoying, but I that just bothers me. I like nice whole numbers.
Yeah. He sure does. He likes nice round whole numbers. No, but net worth is such a fluid thing anyway that I always assume if somebody told Dolly Parton, "Hey, the interwebs say that you're worth $700 million," she'd probably laugh you out of the room. But then again, you're like, well, I don't know anything about her financial standing. just that she's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, I just want to know. Again, I'm nosy. I want to know how they like their expenses versus what they bring in. Like they're like, okay, I made a bunch of money this year, but I have a house that literally sucks up all my money.
Well, no, but I was reading an article that would kind of put it in interesting terms. They were talking about this massive inequality in society, and they were saying, ironically, for people who are super wealthy, life is basically free.
I believe that.
Because nothing cuts into their net worth. Anything they spend, they'd make 10 times over the next day, just letting, so they're like, so for people who are super, super rich, it's like everything in life is free because money's just not
It's not
an
object,
issue.
Yeah.
It's not anything they ever think about.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Only from the standpoint that you could give so much of it to other people. And that's kind of what Dolly Parton does. And so since she has no children, I have to imagine that that's probably a woman who's like, upon my death.
Well, she's already pretty philanthropic
yeah.
towards like children's hospitals, and she's got that reading club or whatever where she sends kids books all the time. So she's already doing that stuff while she's alive. So I imagine, that she's going to continue that when she passes.
I wonder if she would give her name to a breast augmentation center. Like scientists or people in academic communities, they'll pay a lot of money to get their name on like the wing of a university if they're an alum or something like that. And I can't see her paying that, but there has to be a place that's like, hey.
I think she should set up a charity for people that need boobs that can't afford them. Boobs for bums.
Why are they bums? You mean unhoused women who are out there?
Yeah, bums.
I don't have a place for you to
stay. The alliteration of it is
Yeah.
much better than, Hooters for houseless.
Hooters for the homeless. Yeah. There you go. Boobs for bums. I mean, first of all, I believe bum is not the preferred nomenclature these days.
If you're getting free boobs, you're not going to be all that worried about it. You're not going to be a bum for long.
What's that going to do for you? You're all covered up because it's wintertime. Nobody can see your new cans. You got to wait until summertime to start cashing in on those.
I think you make excuses to show off your boobs.
You'll find a way to get those.
If you're a homeless woman,
out, yeah.
I mean, if you're mentally ill, she's going to stand out there just showing them off anyway.
Right. And then people are going to be like, here's $1. And then before you know it, she got a lot of dollars. Not homeless anymore.
Do you think in the medical community, let's put this through the prism of real life, do you think in the medical community there's anything unethical or considered unethical about that? If you were to give a homeless woman new breasts, because you're not giving her a place to live,
You're giving her the resources she needs to get a place to live.
Okay. What'd you say, Mary?
Well, she's not paying for them.
Right.
You're saying as like a, hey, it's
This'll
like when
help
you
you
see
out.
those barbers on TikTok giving homeless people haircuts. It's like, yes, that'll make them look more presentable maybe to go get a job.
For a few weeks.
Or something. But I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. This is something that's purely cosmetic, has nothing to do with your day-to-day life.
And now I was going to say maybe the clothes that they have won't even fit them anymore.
Thanks
You know
for
what I mean?
Now this garbage bag is too small. Wow. It's a wild world. But Dolly Parton's out there doing things for people and living her life. Now Madonna, on the other hand, is having a tough time because Madonna, I played you that clip last week of that show of hers in Toronto where she said, "Are you ready, Boston?" She was not in Boston. She's being sued now because she's coming out so late at these shows. This is kind of a thing back in the day where you were used to people showing up late. Axl Rose would famously walk out there 90 minutes late and people didn't care because they knew that was kind of part of it. And he was hammered and whatever. So these dudes are suing. I don't know if they're suing Madonna, but they're suing Live Nation, which is the promotional company that's putting her tour on. Did she come here or is she coming here?
I thought she got rescheduled.
Did she?
And
Madonna at the Romo Fijo?
Yeah.
And she showed up. These two dudes showed up, said that she showed up 2 hours late. February 8th, I think is what this says for Madonna in Cleveland. So if the show is at 8, maybe show up at 9:15. I don't know, unless she gets it together. My thought is, Madonna's not a young lady anymore. And she's probably back there with, like, IVs in her. And there's probably some pre-show stuff, quite literally, that she does because then she's got to go out there and run around.
Like she's sleeping until it's time for her to go on stage.
Well, I don't know about that, but, yeah, they're, coffee enema or I don't know, liquid IV. So a couple of dudes are like, we're suing because it constitutes false advertising, blatant false advertising. The show was set to go at 8:30, and she didn't show up till 10. She didn't start till 10:30. Didn't start.
Ugh,
So if she's got somebody in front, and again, the thing is, like, it is a waste of your time. And it's not like people are really excited. They don't leave because they're so excited to see Madonna. They don't leave because they already bought the ticket. Right? Like, if you go somewhere, have you ever left a concert because it took too long to get going?
No.
I don't think I have either.
But
it feels like something I would do, but I don't think that I ever have.
There's not any person that I've ever gone to see where it started super late.
Oh, God, I saw Monsters of Rock 100 years ago, and Axl Rose came out. It was like Metallica and Guns N' Roses, I think. And Axl Rose showed up like an hour and 45 minutes. And I was there for Metallica. I had never seen Guns N' Roses. So I was like, well, I'd like to see these guys because, they were hot shrimp. And I was like, oh, this would be pretty cool. I stayed for I was like, come on.
It's just rude.
Stayed for like 2 songs.
Like, I get it if you've got something going on. But I don't. You're a friggin' rock star, dude. You plan tours a year in advance. I mean, unless
you know what you got to do that day.
Flight, something happens with the airplane. Like, it's got to be a super extenuating circumstance. But these people who are, like, notorious for coming out late, I'm like, bro.
Like Mariah Carey, Lady Gaga, like
these people
all the
paid
divas.
to get babysitters, to buy your tickets, to come here, to support you. They've been supporting you for years. Like, the least you can do is show up on time.
Especially with due respect to Madonna, especially if you're an artist where your core audience is like in their 50s.
Yeah, they got to be home, man.
They got to work in the morning. Like, they got lives to lead.
They're one late night a year. Don't make it
the
worse.
tickets, tickets are already $400 or whatever, and then you're standing there for 2 hours.
You're at the venue, and like any other maybe once in a while being late would be understandable, but otherwise it's just like Mary said, it's incredibly rude, but also just lazy. Like, get out there and do the show. You have one thing to do that day. It's
That's
the
what
show.
I mean. It's it. That's all you got going on.
You've been in the hotel room the rest of the day.
She's not doing press. You know what I mean? She's not throwing out first pitches. Like, she's got nothing else going on.
Well, at this particular show that these guys were complaining about, they were told that the delay was because of sound issues. Except other people go, well, Madonna has a long history of not starting on time, so
you should know better.
But that's not an excuse either. Like, listen, if you want to see her and you go, yeah, she notoriously walks out late, fine. Okay, fine. And these guys, they're not going to get anything. I mean, they're filing this suit. I can't imagine anything comes of it. Because if you look on the back of your ticket,
it does say
there's 2-point font fine print that indemnifies everybody from everything. So it's not like they're going to dock Madonna's pay. You walked out there 2 hours late. Madge. Sorry. I don't even know if she has an opener. It's probably An Evening with Madonna.
So Mariah Carey, when she was here, she just had a DJ that played all her hits. And then he was like, hyped up the crowd. You guys ready for Mariah? The icon, the queen, the diva? And we're like, yeah. And then Mariah came out. It was on time.
It's like that DJ Chris Rock had a few years ago here in Cleveland. The guy's up there playing. We're like, oh, is he coming out?
I don't think Celine had a opener either. That was like her first tour out of her residency. Ariana Grande had an opener. Justin Bieber had a bunch of openers.
But I would imagine more frequently than not, Madonna's probably back there literally like they have an IV in her, or I picture her getting a last-minute tune-up like Katherine Hellman in the movie Brazil, where they're just the skin's getting pulled
back over her face.
That's what Madonna's doing pre-show.
Tightening everything up.
Yep. I mean, she's 65 years old. God bless her. Just to still get out there and do it at all. but
She didn't have to. She was supposed to have her biopic come out this year, wasn't she?
no clue.
They canceled. Because we talked about it on the show. They had the girl already cast as Madonna, and I thought they were in production. And then when they found out that Madonna was going back on tour, they were like, well, this is going to be on the back burner because she can't do press for her biopic and go on tour at the same time. So
And it's just not
kicking back.
It's not 1986 anymore, right? Back when you were like, okay, she's late, or Guns N' Roses is late, but my tickets were $20.
Right.
Now you're
People are paying
standing
hundreds of dollars.
You're standing there with a thumb up your ass, and the tickets are $300. Cost you $50 to park.
And then you get a beer, $18. Forget about it.
And there's just
And you're seeing a 65-year-old Madonna.
Right.
right. It's not the true blue Dweezil guitar Madonna.
I would see Madonna for free. I would not.
You'd see her for free? What do you mean?
Oh,
if somebody gave you a ticket.
Yeah, there's some artists I wouldn't even see for free. Like I don't care to go. Like when Lizzo came here, I got offered tickets, and I was.
You weren't curious?
No, because I was like, I'm not a big enough. I don't want to take these free tickets and just like not be interested in the artist at all. Like I would feel bad for someone who really does want to go because they were decent seats, and I'm like, nope, just give them to somebody else because I'm.
Did they, or did they just go unused?
No, I think they give them to somebody else.
Did they? Yeah.
But like no, I like some of Lizzo's songs, but I don't care enough to see her live. So even if for free, I'm like, I feel bad because there's someone out there that's a super fan, and I'm just there with my arms crossed.
So as far as
nodding.
her show was concerned, you were 0% that bitch.
Correct.
All right, I got a break. Hey, want more money? I got $1,000 for you, specifically at 3:30. Next keyword coming to grab that money from the Buzzard bookie.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your